Schott,
Yep.
how are you doing, Schott?
I'm
What do you
good,
want to call
man.
in about today?
I'm just excited, man. It's been a long off season. I'm just really excited that the season's finally starting.
No, I mean this season really like it almost it feels too good. It feels too good to be true.
It does,
Completely.
right? And see, I'm a younger Texas fan. I'm only 18 years old. Just turned 18 in January. And so my first memory of being a Texas fan was around 2010, 2011 when I was real little, and we were not good. We've never really been
So
the
you've never even
2018
experienced the
season was the best
2008
season of my
season.
life.
You've never
What's that?
you never really experienced the 2008 season then.
No, I did not. No, I mean I've watched
That
every
just trips
single
me out,
highlight
man.
ever.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I actually I'm working on something that I'm gonna be placing an order. I'm gonna be working on something very soon. That will give people a peek into the 2005 season, similar to how I do stuff for this year. So, uh, but man, I mean, you know what? It's fans like you that are legit fans. Like that, you cannot. If anyone ever calls you a bandwagon fan, I expect for you to just respond with just absolute like fire. Like, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't know what I've
I
gone
know.
through, the loyalty I've had.
Yeah, I mean I have a picture of when I was real little, like 8 years old with Mac Brown, and that was in his last year in 2013, I believe. And since then most of my Texas memories have been Charlie Strong and Tom Herman.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't know if you watched my video today. Mac Brown, as good as he got, as good as he was at the Texas program, and he was responsible for that downfall that we had. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
and really it was on the offense. Like it was just a complete lack of anything on the offense. And I mean, you go back to it makes a lot of sense when we were going through the Greg Davis hires all over again, and then who's the Boise State guy that went to Auburn? I'm blanking on his name. Harson, Brian Harson.
Oh yeah,
Like
Brian
just
Harson.
a lot of bad days, a lot of bad days. And honestly, Charlie, he as great he's a great guy, all that stuff. It was just the game management, man. He just did not have it there.
This season it definitely is the most optimistic I've ever been. Last season I thought 9-3, 8-4 was reasonable. You know, with a freshman Quinn, just a really young team, young offensive line, but we're just too talented to be worse than 10-2 this year, I think.
I mean, that's my whole stance. Like my stance has been, if we're 10-2 this year, it's just I don't want to say it's a failure, but
If we go 10-2, we better win a Big 12 championship.
you're not meeting what you should be doing. Because if you were to
Right.
if you were to put this roster and you were to slap a Bama logo on it, slap a Georgia logo on it, slap a Penn State logo on it, slap a Notre Dame logo on it, people would say this is there would be a lot of people arguing it's a top 5 roster.
Absolutely. But at the same time, I can't even blame people for not buying in. Because over the past 15 years, why would they? Why would they buy into it?
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
though,
what have we given them?
we
What
know
reason?
we know that obviously, like during Herman and Strong, the offensive line talent wasn't there. But at the same time, we've still had talented enough teams to where we don't need to be going 5-7 and losing to Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at last year, uh, even without the like if we don't blow those 31-17 leads, it's a
Hmm.
it's a 10-2 season with a 1 point loss to Alabama and a 7 point loss to TCU. And
That TCU
those
game
are
was
both
something
top 4,
else.
and those are both top 4 teams. And then here's the crazy thing about TCU: if you were to give me 100 guesses as to why we lost, even after I'd seen the Alabama game, as to why we lose to TCU, my last guess would probably be because we just played the one of the best defensive performances we've seen in the last 10 years, and there was just zero offense, no offense,
We had
nowhere to
zero
be found.
offensive touchdowns.
No, it was no 0 offensive points. I think.
Jade Barron was the only one that scored a touchdown on a scoop and score.
No, we might have got a field goal, but yeah, I mean, and then missed field goals too. That killed us last year in the clutch situations.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, like, and it just like it shows you all. It really the TCU game. What it showed too was how important it is to play a clean game 100% of the time.
Hmm.
You can mess up on 2 plays and that can put 14 points on the board, and it can erase an entire day almost. Because that was a performance that was worthy of 7 points or less being scored.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, I was overjoyed with how the defense performed, even though we lost. And Terrence Brooks gives up that double move to Quinn Johnson, leaves him wide open in the back of the end zone. But it's like you have to be able to live with that, and then you have to expect that your offense can score more than 10 points or 3 points. They got a field goal, and then their defense scored.
I mean, it was opportunity after opportunity. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was
Couldn't get it done.
abysmal. It was abysmal. And then the worst part was we had first and goal, and Bijan Robinson doesn't get a single touch on the goal line.
So what do you think the record is for the 2023 season? I mean, I think you had a pretty. I wouldn't say conservative. I'd say pretty realistic. I was favoring the guys up last year, but it's. I mean, I feel like I said, like we should have been a 10-2 team. Like I feel like they actually kind of backed me up a little bit, but uh, what's your so you're I mean you've clearly gone through a lot of bad years. You're clearly, I mean you're. It feels like you're almost not afraid to bite into the Kool-Aid, but in the past you have, and then you're buying it
I'm
now.
definitely more hesitant to drink the Kool-Aid, considering how past seasons have gone. But I would say my realistic record prediction would be 10-2 with a win in a Big 12 championship to end the season 11-2. Loss being probably to Alabama in Tuscaloosa night game. If you ask me this on game day, I'm gonna say Texas is gonna win. But now that I haven't,
Absolutely.
I'm not drunk on burnt orange Kool-Aid right now, so I'll say we lose in Tuscaloosa. And then we might drop at TCU. I would have said Iowa State if you asked me that about a month ago, but I'm a bit more confident now in the Iowa State game after all the stuff that's been happening with the gambling scandal.
Yeah, I was on the same boat as you.